Okay. All right. Welcome to another um, Forex Bootcamp training. Um, Today, let's see what's today's date, y'all. Is it the 20th?
Yes.
All right. January 20th, 2024. Um, so we're going to do a technical breakdown analysis on EU USD. So let's take a look at this chart here. Basically, what I do before I place a trade, I want to analyze the market. I want to make sure that I chart out my charts and make sure everything's copacetic. So what I do a top-down analysis. I start with the weekly first. So we're going to open up the weekly chart first. You guys can see the chart.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I do in the weekly, I try to determine, okay, what do I see? What's the first thing you should ask yourself is what do you see? Do you see a downtrend? Do you see an uptrend? Typically, I won't look at the candles yet. I'll transform the candles into lines. Okay, so let me do that real quick to a line chart. Okay, so this is the line chart, right? And then I'll squeeze it in, look at the overall trend. All right, and then I take my this tool here on the left side, uh, right here where the box is. This tool is called the path tool. I'll make it into a favorite real quick. That's how you make a favorite. And then you just take it from the bottom and you chart it up, do one of these numbers. See if we see a higher high, higher low, and then we see all of this here. Okay, so it's still, you know, higher than this low, right? Then we have a higher high here. Is this high higher than that high? No, it fell short. Okay, so it didn't go above this high, right? And then it came down, and it came back up, and it came all the way back down. So now this low is now lower than this low. Okay, so there's a reversal there. It was an uptrend, right? But it didn't break this high, right? Then it came down, came back up, made a double top. Because if you look at it, it looks like it's almost exactly the same area. So it's like almost like a double top right there. Then it came down aggressively to make a lower low. Okay. If we try to do that as straight as we can, we see that this low is lower than this low, right? Okay. And now we're going up again, high, low, high, low. So as you can see, these lows are higher than this low. But then we have higher highs, higher high, higher high. So each time it trended up, it was higher, and then it came back down. Okay, now it looks like a bottom, double bottom right here because it equaled this low. Pretty much it's almost the same exact thing. Then it came up, down, up, down, up. So we'll stop there. Okay. And then we'll erase everything. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys, are we in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? Is-
Downtrend, I guess.
Okay, I have
Mm,
one downtrend. Okay.
I feel like it's starting to go back up. Like we were in a downtrend and it's starting to climb because I see some higher highs and higher lows kind of creeping back up.
Okay.
I know
Okay.
it's not confirmed because we're not past the top, but it seems to be going up.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Edward, what is your thoughts on that, Edward?
Downtrend.
Downtrend. Okay. Okay. All right. So now one of the things I also like to do is pull out the Fibonacci tool, even on the weekly, and see what's going on. If we take the fib and we pull it all the way to the top and we bring it all the way down to the bottom and we stretch it out, we want to see what the market is doing, right? So this whole time we were in a downtrend. We had the reversal. It hit the bottom, okay? And then it started trending upward. But look, it hit the 61.8. 61.8. Okay, 0%. So typically the Fibonacci is a statistical data that tells you that the market, when it retraces, if it'll bounce off either 61.8 on a downtrend or 71.0 or 79.00. Okay, so normally what I do, I put a box around that, a rectangle. I'll take it from the 79 and pull it, stretch it all the way out to the 61.8. Okay, this is the sweet spot. Now, if the market goes above 79.00, okay, then we have a reversal and it's going back up. But if it failed to go in this zone and above it, okay, then it'll bounce off one of these numbers here. That's why you always got to watch it. It'll bounce off one of these numbers and start trending back down. Okay. So those of you who said downtrend, that's correct. Okay. Because it failed to break 61.8 and it failed to break 71 and it failed to break 79. Okay. So pretty much what it did is it came all the way up, came back down, broke these lows right here, okay, and broke this low right here. Okay, so once that happens, you're saying, okay, whenever the market breaks a low, it's going to continue to go down to that area. Okay, hopefully come back down to these areas right here, because there are going to be some gaps, and we're going to go over what those gaps are. Okay, order blocks, gaps that the market has to come back and fill. Okay, they have to come back and fill up these gaps in order to satisfy those gaps. So we're in a downtrend because it didn't break the zone. Okay. Now that we know this, we can erase everything. Okay. And we're going to go down to another time frame. Okay. Because we're looking at this market with my arrow. We're starting from here. And we're going to go this way, downtrend. Okay. So now we're going to go to the 4-hour. You take this off because we already know our biases. We know it's a downtrend. So on the 4-hour, we're going to put it back on candles. Okay, we're going to put our support and resistance levels now. I'm sorry, we're going to go to the weekly. We went through the weekly and we got to go to the daily. Apologies. That's the next level. That's the daily. So that's the next level here. Okay. This is the daily. Okay, so what do we see in the daily? There's a pattern that was formed. I don't know if you guys see the pattern, but I'm going to draw it out to you guys to confirm that we're in a downtrend. Okay. So do you guys see the pattern at all or no?
Not sure.
Okay. The head and shoulders pattern. Bam. Right here, right here, right here. Pull this all the way down. And back up. Right here. And back down. All right, this is the head and shoulders pattern. Okay, so why was I able to see that? Because I trained my mind with back testing, right, to know where the head and shoulder patterns are. Okay, because whenever you see a head and shoulders pattern, is a reversal for the downside. Okay, now you could have entered the head and shoulders pattern on the right shoulder and had an opportunity to make all this money here on a downtrend. But if you missed it, okay, the market will give you another opportunity to re-enter because it's got to retest and come back to the right shoulder. So if we were to put a rectangle on the right shoulder, from the top to the right shoulder, pull it all the way out. Look what happened. It retouched the right shoulder. You can't make it up because this pattern, this pattern is a head and shoulders pattern, and the head and shoulders pattern is a reversal. Okay, now it's got to come back down. Okay, it came back and retouched the right shoulder right here. And now it's going to go back down from here. It's going to do one of these numbers. Okay, because head and shoulders will happen more than once. Okay, do you guys see a head and shoulders over here? I do.
On that last bit. Yeah, that's the right
Exactly.
shoulder.
Exactly. So it'll always repeat itself. Now it doesn't have to be perfect, but it just got to look like a head and shoulders. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Now there you go. Head and shoulders. Bam. There's another one right here. Okay. Now you could have got in on the right shoulder, which is right here. Okay. Or wait for another retest of the head and shoulder on the right shoulder and shake it back down. So if you missed it right here to get in, you just wait for another opportunity for it to come back up, hit the right shoulder again for it to go down. And of course, you have all the other confluences as well. Okay. So you could wait for it to come back up in the zone, hit it, come back down. So you got to be patient because this is a daily. It may take a couple of days to go back up here. Okay. But now that we know this, because number one, we know it's a downtrend and we see head and shoulder patterns. So that's your second confluence, that the head and shoulders tells you that it's going to go down. That's why I do a top-down analysis. So I got two confluences, right? So I'm going to go down to the 4-hour now and see what I see. Okay. And you can keep those patterns on there. Okay. You got your trend line. Okay. You got your head and shoulders, and you know that's a downtrend. So you don't want to ever take a buy. Stay away from trying to put a buy order in because it doesn't make sense. Okay. All right. Now this session is probably going to be 2 sessions. This is the first session because I use Zoom. Zoom gives you 30 free minutes, and it just gave me a notification. Got 10 minutes left. So I'm going to try to talk a little bit fast, but I'll slow down if you got questions, and then we'll jump back on here for another half hour, and then I'll share with you exactly what's going on here. So now we jump down to the 4-hour. Okay. And we just look at the chart and see, okay, is there going to be another head and shoulders? What's going on here? As you can see right here, you can box this up because it's going sideways pretty much. It's like, it doesn't know what it wants to do. It's going sideways. So you don't want to get into a market when it's sideways. This is consolidation, so you don't want to trade in this at all because you don't know if it's going to go up, you don't know if it's going to go down, but you want to do like a breakout trade, right? A breakout trade is when it comes out of the box and comes back and retests the box, as you can see that it did it right here. Okay. It broke out of the box with this, downward black candle. All right. And then it came back and retouched the box almost. You could have got in right here for a downtrend ride. for a sell, right? Right. All right. So that's two things there. So you had to put a box around your consolidation. So now we go down to the 1 hour. It's going to get pretty interesting now. Okay, because in the 1 hour, what's it doing? Okay, so in the 1 hour, it looked like it's retracing to go back up to either hit the box, right? Okay, so we're waiting for it either to hit the box. Now, if it blows by the box and if it stays below this trend line, you're still in a good shape, because if it goes to this box and bounces off the box, you can take it down for a sell, right? All right. But if it goes above the box, if it trends up above the box, it may also come all the way up here to the right shoulder of your head and shoulders and bounce off to come back down. Okay. Now, if it blows by these two boxes, then you have a total reversal. It's no longer a downtrend, it'll be an uptrend. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, as far as entries are done in either the 15-minute or the 5-minute. Okay. The 15-minute, you just got to wait 15 minutes. You never jump in the trade in the beginning of, or like 7 minutes into the trade. No, you wait for it to, because TradingView has a clock on the right here and it goes down to 0. Then you jump in at the fresh start of 15 minutes. So if you're trading the 1 hour chart, wait for it to count down 59 minutes, and boom, when it gets to 0, then that's when you place your trade. Okay. I made that mistake a couple of times, and you want that candle to develop within the 15 minutes. Okay. So wait for it to go down 0 and then get in for a sell, because we're in a downtrend. Okay. Now, but we're waiting because it looks like it wants to retrace to come back to these areas. And once it gets to these areas, that's when we take our trade. We look to take our trade for a downtrend sell. Okay. We have to go with the trend. Okay. Not against the trend. All right. And then you can also enter at the 5-minute as well. Okay. So pretty much you wait for the 5-minute candles to develop. Okay. Okay. So each one of these candles are 5 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So that's a whole hour, right? So it may take, how many 5-minute candles do you think it's going to take for it to get to this level? You know what I mean? It may take an hour, may take an hour and a half, may take 2 hours. So you can set an alert with TradingView to let you know that if it gets to this number over here, okay, anywhere from like 0.109300, or yeah, between these numbers here, to alert you to just to take a look at the chart to see if it's going to bounce off those levels. And that's when you prepare to take a sell. Okay. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that pretty much is my analysis, right? Now, will it ever pan out the way I want it to pan out? The market doesn't owe me anything. It may say, well, Will, you were half right, but I'm not going to do what you want me to do, but I'm going to prepare myself to place a trap, right? In my mind's eye, I'm waiting for it to get to those levels. All right. And once it gets to those levels, I don't have to necessarily put a trade in for a sell, but I'll consider entering the market if I see a couple of things develop. So if, let's say, for example, if we go back to the 15-minute, and we were right at this area right here, right? And we anticipated it. Right over here. Let's make it bigger so you guys can see it. So this is our breakout right here, right? Okay, quiz time. All right. Hopefully you guys been reading your candlestick Bible book. What candle do you see right here? Let me box it up for you guys. So that candle right there. What candle is that? All right, I'm going to tell you. It's a falling. It's a.
Oh
It's a.
no.
It's a falling star, right? Shooting star, falling star. Okay, it could be a hangman. Okay, this is an indicator right here. This candle's telling you it's going to go down because it failed to close above. All right, it didn't close above. It closed bearish, right? And then the next candle opened up below it, right? Continue this right to go down. Okay. All right. And then we have telltale signs on the left side here as well. Signals that tells you that, the market's going to go in a certain direction. Like this candle right here. This is a gravestone. Gravestone tells you that it's going to reverse, and it did. It reversed right here. Okay. Then it reversed right here. All of this is, you already know, because we're in a downtrend, and that's all we're waiting for is an opportunity to get into the market on a downtrend. That's it. And you could have wrote all this all down here. All right. Put your stop loss above. Stop loss above. And you